We are now live on YouTube. We have taken the mute off, so you can now hear us live on YouTube. Yes, we were live a little bit early on YouTube. Let's see here. Let's see if I can minimize this just a little bit. Nope. Oh, shoot, that was the wrong way. Wicket, hush. Oh, good, I'm muted. Ow!
Bless America.
And the sound of the scream that was Cletus going over something he shouldn't have. Ouch. Okay, that one can go down. That one can go down. I need this one up. Okay, how can I start my animations? For some, this bar is like in the way. Slideshow from the beginning. We're from the beginning. Yay! Hopefully I can edit it. This is our normal monthly chaos with Space Station Requiem. We do have a special guest helping us today, Katarina Wolf. She's way over here. She's on the other side of the dogs.
Get over here because there's dogs. There we go. Hi.
We have dogs between us because why? I have a day bed for my office seat, and all the dogs must be involved in the middle of everything. And they just went to bark at something, so now they think they're going to come back up to their same spots that they were.
Yep, there we go.
So I have a lot to do today. I will watch to see if anybody's coming into the meeting. I tried to remind everybody that today, the third Saturdays at 1 p.m. is when our meeting is. It's always online via Zoom. You can also follow us on our no, I'm not live on Facebook. I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on YouTube this morning. This afternoon, whatever time it is. It's morning somewhere. Hey, just like it's 5 o'clock somewhere, it's morning somewhere. We are live on our YouTube channel, Space Station Requiem. Please like, follow, subscribe, everything you can to help get us out there. It would be really awesome if we could get more than 1,000 followers and be able to put out 1,000 hours a month on our YouTube channel so that we can get some monetization for our nonprofit science fiction fan club. Search and Rescue Department is the one that's reporting because Search and Rescue Department is the one who's going out and searching for all those new members and rescuing them from the boredom of the day. She's laughing at my radio announcer voice.
I love it.
The big voice. So how do our meetings work? We allow about 15 minutes for late arrivals and general chatter at the starts. Wow, I English really well. At the start. We attempt to stay on topic. I have ADD, ADHD, OCD, ADD, whatever you want to call it, unobstructive commentary disorder. So I'm going to tell you right now, staying on topic only happens if I can keep myself really, really focused. But if it's relevant to what we're talking about at that time, please go ahead and pop up, say something, ask something. I need to get my... Forgot to turn on my YouTube over here so I can see if anybody is messaging us, saying, hi, I'm here. Please use the chat function to ask a question that is not relevant to the current discussion. That helps make sure that I am staying on task and I'm not getting any further off of task than I already am. It doesn't take that much. Hey, I'm live. There we go. Make sure the volume's off. I think my volume's all the way down. Hey, we actually have somebody watching us. Cool. Hey. Welcome, viewer. Maybe me watching myself. Who knows? We do not have a set protocol that we follow in our meetings. We don't do Robert's Rules of Order or anything else. We just ask that you be polite. Please remember that we are live and that we are a family-friendly chapter. Try to keep everything PG-13. If you want to say it in front of your grandma or your 2-year-old, then please don't say it in our meetings. Ranks and titles. I am Fleet Captain Robin Kearney Fraser. Rank is just purely appropriate. If you forget who I am, hey, Captain. I am the commanding officer of our chapter. So that, otherwise people just call me Miss Robin, Kitty, Evil Kitty, pain in the... okay. So we just ask that if it's a rank and a title is appropriate if you forget the person's name versus it being a formality. It's a lot easier when we're all in Star Trek uniform and you can see our rank pips, or if we're in some other uniform in fandom where you can see the person's rank. Sometimes we have a lot of Marines in our group that like the Marine look, so their names will actually be on their uniform. That's really helpful if you're like me and you hear a name one time, you're like, hi, I'll forget it in 5 seconds. You're going to have to remind me again. So that's okay. But once again, be mindful of guests and that this is live on multiple social media platforms. Right now, we can only get it to shoot out onto YouTube before my poor little tower computer cracks up on me. So, but it will go onto, a link will get shared into our Facebook group. We do have a Facebook page, Space Station Requiem. We have a Space Station Requiem public discussion group that anybody is welcome to join. You just got to answer the questions. We have the procedure set up pretty automatic, so it's real quick and easy to do. Pretty much. Oh, you can tell I used last month's. I cheated. I used last month's as a template for this month. We're actually in October, but we are consistently follow that. We recap what happened the previous month. We recap our departments and duties because that's usually the first question people ask me. Hey, I want to join your club. Which department am I in? So we like to help to demystify that. We're going to go over some upcoming events that we have through Guilds of Requiem that Space Station Requiem is either fully invested in, involved in, has opportunity for promotion points or to earn credits towards little drawings or whatever that we do. Robert Hammock won our UFO Minicon 1-year membership. Starfleet Command Quadrant 1 is one of our parent organizations. Felicia, and I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, but it's Felicia Vance. She's local. She comes up every time that we're having an event. We love you. I hope to see you this evening. We are going to be watching Close Encounters of the Third Kind tonight up at the Shindig after our Homesteaders and Preppers Guild meeting at 5. Then we have the Ren Fair of Bandera County Planning Committee meeting. That's a mouthful. But that's at 6. If you are looking to volunteer at our Ren Fair Thanksgiving weekend, we would like you there this evening so that we can talk to you, find out what your skill sets are, make sure we're putting you somewhere appropriate for your abilities. If you have any acting or you need practicum hours, please come talk to us. I would love to talk to your teachers. I have put some time and effort off of somebody else's inspiration to create a storyline for Ren Fair, kind of centered around our grand raffle prize for supporting Warrior's Heart. I really don't want to see that go away, but I need actors. I need somebody who can help take that off of my plate and completely just say, we got it, Miss Robin. Go be a chicken somewhere else with your head cut off somewhere else. We got you covered. We are going to bring up again communicating off of mainstream social media platforms. Most people know that my longest holding Facebook account of Robin Fraser got deactivated by Facebook, so you will need to look for Rashana, RSHANNA, RSHANNA. It's pronounced T-L, but it's T''ILL. It is a legal alias that I have. It is on my passport. You do a background check, and it's going to show up. So this is a legal account that I have. I've had kind of sitting in reserve because, Facebook jail. So this was the ultimate Facebook jail. Facebook felt that my account was compromised and that I was facing harassment from somebody who was on my friends list, which is a really sad state of affairs. So we went ahead and we deactivated that. I agreed with them on deactivating that account. But people haven't noticed, Facebook's changed. There's a lot of people getting community standard violations. So we want to talk about how to get together with us besides on Facebook, besides on YouTube, besides on Instagram. I don't know if I have it. Jeff, do we have an Instagram account? That's a question for Jeff. Do we have an Instagram account? What other social media platforms are we on that I don't know about? That happens when you got your iron and a lot of different fires all at the same time. I do talk about earning rank with the promotion points, and then we do a closed session for Starfleet Command and Guilds of Requiem members only. We are frequently asked, what's the benefit of joining Starfleet Command with Space Station Requiem? Can I just be a public member? When you help us maintain our membership numbers with Starfleet Command, which is one of our parent organizations, you are also helping us maintain our charters. We also welcome you into the Guilds of Requiem network all at the same time, where if you have a business a small business that you need help promoting, we'll help you with that. We'll help you network with whatever you need in your line of work, or if you're actually looking for work. We have a lot of learning opportunities and a lot of teaching opportunities in Guilds of Requiem. We are all about seeing that everybody succeeds. So that's we have two organizations that we report to. You do not have to be just a Star Trek fan to join our group. We have seen everything in there. I saw a Winnie the Pooh cartoon in there the other day. We had a Star Wars meme in there. I think we were poking fun at Captain America. Hi, Captain America. You made a boo-a-boo that no one's going to let you forget. It's nice to know you're human. We poked a lot of fun at that. Our public group is a lot of meme sharing, a lot of article sharing. What's happening with the International Space Station? We did get a shout out at UFO Minicon. They when they were going overhead at 11:47 a.m. Wow. They gave a shout out to the UFO Minicon.
How cool is that?
I found that on one of the International Space Station ham radio groups. They're like, man, so we've got some followers up there. I know when you try to do that at Space Station, the International Space Station comes up, some other Space Station stuff comes up, but you keep typing Space Station Requiem and we will come up. So we've been getting a lot of followers that way too. So that's really cool to get organic followers like that. Mental health check. How are you doing, Kat?
No complaints.
No complaints. Okay. The weather's kind of being a little bit crappy. So I'm a little bit hyper, a little bit wound up on medication right now.
You're doing
great. Yeah, I may have had one or too many pots of coffee. We don't deal with cups on the weekend. We have discovered that this sweet little baby chick that I've been nursing for 6 weeks now after a cat attacked her is a him. Guess what we get at 5 a.m. Sometimes earlier. Something sets off the roosters out in the chicken coop. Guess who starts to add his song? Isn't that great? So, what is Space Station Requiem? We are a all-inclusive fan club. Yes, we play in the Star Trek sandbox. Star Trek is infinite diversity and infinite combinations. And we completely embodied that when we came up with our concept for Space Station Requiem back in 2013 down in Corpus Christi, Texas. Because we were so isolated from everyone, it was challenging to have a decent number of people show up to our events when you're just looking for Star Trek. If you're just looking for the nerds that are into the geek factor of Star Trek and Star Wars, we found that there was a lot of superheroes down there. There was some villains hiding down there, some Ghostbuster fans, and they were all looking for somewhere to call home. They wanted to belong into a chapter, into a fan club of some sort, but they didn't know how to run one on their own. They were afraid to run one on their own, or they didn't have the time to run one on their own. So I've had this concept of Requiem, since I can remember, of it being a safe. Hi, Cletus. I've had this concept of Requiem since I can remember, of a safe haven, a safe place for people to come together and either, study or participate in whatever it is that brings happiness and joy to them. And it's challenging in that a lot of people think that Requiem is death and only death. And it's not. It's about finding peace. If you go back far enough in history, and you can actually get into the history of the word, it means final peace. So when you have found Requiem, you have found your little piece of heaven. Your little world is perfect, and it's safe, and you're free to be you with everybody that you choose to surround yourself with, without fear of them harshly judging you. I mean, yeah, we may poke fun at everybody and stuff. I mean, I think it's funny. You got, people picking on my coffee addiction. I pick on my coffee addiction. But everybody's there to be helpful to you. And so that's kind of where Requiem has come from all the way around. It started with Guild. It started with Space Station Requiem was the first manifestation of it in 2013. And then we had to mothball it for a little bit. We had a change in marital circumstances. I moved to San Antonio. And then it was about this time last year, a bunch of members from Guilds of Requiem come up to me and said, Miss Robin, we really would like to have a science fiction fan club again. We want to have a gamers guild. And that's really where Space Station Requiem reports to, is the Gamers Guild, which then reports to Resources Guild. I know it's confusing, but it's kind of how the little diagram works of everything. Our Gamers Guild was created in October of 2018 as our curators of fun. So anytime that we had an activity up at the marketplace where we had games, where we brought in people who sang or did artwork, that was all the Gamers Guild. That's the people who said, no, we want to make sure fun is happening at our events. Right now we've got about 27 members in Guilds of Requiem total, and I would say about half of them are very participatory in the Gamers Guild. And so I'm like, okay, well, let me check with Starfleet Command, because I went ahead and I purchased a lifetime family membership. To me, that was the best value in 2013. Instead of paying $24 every year for my family, I opted to go ahead and pay, I think it was like $220 or $250 at the time. I know their annual membership fee has changed a little bit, but I remember it being around $200. And I'm like, my kids were raised in fandom. I was raised in fandom. I don't foresee me ever 100% leaving fandom. So for me, that was really worth it to have that lifetime membership. That also made me the Commander Exposito de facto, because the chapter exists. I'm in fact the commander, and I can't have to explain that to a lot of people. I learned that in seventh grade literature. Of course, I also was made to learn Latin growing up. So that's cool. And it's, so for the first 5 years that we're going to have this club going, I am going to remain in command. Please don't think I want to be dictator for life. In 5 years, when we have everything established and running smoothly and consistent membership, if somebody comes up to me and says, Miss Robin, I'd really like to give my hand at being the commander of the Star Trek chapter, I'm going to give it to you, man. It's not really a whole lot of work every month. I have to plan for the meetings, and I have to do my monthly reporting. Starfleet Command pretty much beyond that says, it's your club. Run it how it works for your members and for your area. So where is our history in the Star Trek world? That's the second question that people ask me. It's like, okay, well, we know we're in year 2020, the year that sucks, that we're never going to look back on with fond memories, other than how chaotic everything got and how groups of people pulled together. But our history in the Star Trek world, we have put us in the year 2399. So we are, I think, in line with the Picard series.
Yay.
I think. I'm still trying to figure out, convert their if they actually stayed with the formula that was created for star dates in Next Generation, if they actually kept that. going forward like they did in the other episode, in the other series, then that would be really great, because then that's that tells us that I am right on 2399, and we're somewhere in the late Picard era. So that means we're in an alternate universe. We are stationed on a rift in space that allows pretty much every single time and dimension to come through to our universe. So if you haven't been following my story arc on Space Station Requiem, please go to our Facebook page. Whenever it publishes there, it should be showing up on our website page, which I need to check with Jeff to see where we're at on getting that built. But you'll see that there are some consistencies, and what that does is it gives me the freedom to not have to follow canon, because I'm in our time period that is not already explored, not already written about a ton. The challenge for me is making sure that any backstories for my characters, if they are coming in contact with anybody that's a known Star Trek character in the universe, then I have to make sure that I stay with canon, or I fully explain that this is it's our own universe. We're in the Confederation of Planets versus the Federation of Planets. So that ought to help people understand right away that I'm not playing in the canon universe. This is my universe inspired by Star Trek. Our structure. We are very loosely based. We do have 2 organizations that we report to. That's Starfleet Command. We do that at the beginning of the month. We also report to Guilds of Requiem, who is our parent organization, that when you join Starfleet Command, you also become a member of, and that entire network is open to you. I don't think I'm a dictator. People might say I'm a little bit difficult to work for, but I'm demanding and I'm challenging, because I do understand that our members have life happening. I have life happening at the speed of stupidity. So I totally get it. I try to be compassionate and understanding, while at the same time things need to get done. That's the best way for me to put our structure. We do loosely follow the military organization, where if a person has a higher rank, then that has a higher rank. That means that they have been in the club either longer, they've been in our social network longer, they've been in Starfleet Command longer, or they are dedicated to the club in earning promotion points and rank. Why Starfleet Command? They give me the greatest freedom to run the chapter like this. They're not micromanaging me. As long as we are not breaking the law, and we do our monthly reporting. That's and they want to see us to succeed. Why join Space Station Requiem? I could sit here and I could tell you all day why I think my club is the greatest club in the world. But really, come check us out, man. Check out our public group, see what we're about, send us some messages. spacestationrequiem@gmail.com is our email address. Try to keep it super simple to get a hold of us. We do go to the Shindig on Saturday evenings for our Homesteaders and Preppers Guild meeting at 5, and then we stay a little bit later. We'll get into the difference in the departments when you join in a couple screens here. And then we'll get into what my overall expectations are of members who actually have joined Starfleet Command versus somebody who's just in the public group. So our departments. There's one department that, and I know I'm moving my deal around because I can't see my screen. The command department is the only one that you cannot choose on your own, because I am the commanding officer and Lieutenant Hammock is my executive officer. He's second in command. In 5 years, those will become elected positions. That is our goal, is when we hit the 5-year mark in 2024, that we have our first elections. Our communications department is our social, anything that you see posting on social media, our website, the designing of any graphics. Oh, hey, I didn't realize I had Joe Sue in here. Oh, that's great. I love it. He's forever immortalized. Okay, I won't break down. I'll just have my little goofy thing after it. This is actually one of my friends. Him and I look amazingly alike, which is what we thought was hilarious the day that I had to arrest him for cyber crimes. They thought he was my brother, and I'm like, you're not my brother. So yeah, this is actually Josu. This is you know just somebody I found on the internet. So back to graphics. That's kind of the things that we do is we put other people's heads on different bodies. Right now, I do a lot of the graphics. Jan does a lot of the graphics. Jeff does a lot of the graphics. If you are a graphic designer and you're looking for somewhere to spread your wings, and we have a whole space station that needs to be designed, just putting that out there. You could go anywhere with it. We got 2 million people on it, 7 docking bays, 30 ships in each docking bay, just to give you an idea of how big we are. Engineering. These are for anybody who says, I really don't know what department I want to be in, but I live near Pipe Creek. I live in the greater San Antonio area. So we put you in engineering because nothing runs without your engineers. You don't have your engineers, you don't run. So that just made sense to me. We do have a Starfleet Marine contingency on it. I'm finding that that's a lot of our veterans prefer the comfort that being in the Starfleet Marine Corps brings them. We do have them help with our event and activity coordination if that's, they need to go check out a location for us, make arrangements for us to meet somewhere. That's something that they would do. Medical and sciences, I kind of probably should have put together, and I probably should move search and rescue up to underneath engineering. Search and rescue is our general membership for anyone that's more than 50 miles of Pipe Creek. Technically, we have all of Texas. Space Station Requiem in Starfleet Command is the only chapter in Texas. We are also the only chapter in Louisiana, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Arkansas. We've had discussions about me being Empress Evil Kitty before. In my domination of all of South Central United States with Space Station Requiem. That would be really great, but no, we would love to help another chapter get a start out in the areas too. We're all here about success. Medical and sciences, those are our charity and community resources. Medical is local, science is long distance. So that would be Driscoll Children's Hospital in Corpus Christi. We did an annual fundraiser for them. We had Teddy Bear Hugs was our annual Easter donation to Driscoll Children's Hospital, and that was coordinated by our medical. We also did pop taps for the food bank and for Ronald McDonald House. There's all sorts of different things for local charity and community resources. Sometimes I've had to help members navigate United Way, navigate the food bank for the first time. It's all about us being here to help one another. Science is our long distance charity and community resources. These are we did cards for Katie Johnson. If you know who K2D2 is, she's the pink R2D2 by the 501st. They created that for Katie Johnson, who is one of the founders of the 501st, or longtime members, and she had brain cancer. And we did a card campaign, Cards for Katie, and this was when I was with Starfleet International, the other group out there, which we welcome here too. As long as your XO and CO is okay with it, we're okay with the dual membership. But we ended up having they said it was near 500,000 cards and gifts showed up at the hospital for her, and this was 14 or 15 years ago. So that's the type of charity, we organize card campaigns. If there's an online fund, we support the suicide prevention hotline. That would be a distance charity. A distance community resource would be, I'm needing to move from one city to another. I need help connecting with somebody in that other city that can maybe help show me around a little bit. So that's kind of the resources that we look for. Security, they are probably our most important group that we ask that they be very familiar with Starfleet Command, be very familiar with Guilds of Requiem, be very familiar with all the other fandoms out there, because you are our member services. And you also track promotion points once I actually have somebody as a security department head. But that is the function of security, is we want these people to be the experts. We just had a couple people from MUFON San Antonio join our group. They're in security because they are the experts in MUFON and the UFO investigation and paranormal. So that was a natural fit for them to go in that department. Upcoming events, like I said, monthly meetings are third Saturday of every month. We are online. It does start at 1 p.m. If you're a little bit late coming in, that's fine. I'll answer the ding dong on the Zoom, or you can watch on YouTube. We have that technology taken care of with this one, real easy. After the meeting, we do have a meetup at the Shindig. It starts at 5 p.m. We will be there today. We'll also be there at 6 for the Ren Fair Bandera County. October 31st, we have the Rocky Horror Picture Showcase that starts at 8. That is a fun costume event up at the Shindig where we will be showing the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It is free. You do not have to pay to see the movie. I want to make sure that is very crystal clear. You do not have to pay to see the movie. I own a copy of the movie. Okay. So I want to make sure that's crystal clear to people, because last year we had a little bit of a hiccup where no, we have not violated any copyright laws. We are allowed to sell food. We are allowed to sell goodie bags, which, if people don't know what the props are for Rocky Horror Picture Show, that is very helpful for them to be able to come in. Here's my money. Let me have my prop bag, and away we go. Let's have fun. Let's do the time warp. So there's going to be a costume contest with cash prizes, karaoke machine, dancing. We are going to show everybody how to do the time warp. If I can get some players for Ren Fair Bandera County, that is your first night performance. Just keep that in mind, that if you are wanting to be a player for our play, the first night performance is on October 31st. That's where our little storyline starts. And then it involves 4 more videos that need to be recorded. They can be pre-recorded, and we're going to release them leading up to Ren Fair. And then on the 28th, we'll have some times during the day in which performance is happening. But then we've got our dinner and our show. The command post is on board. They are able to cover their permanent venue and still be able to come out and help us that weekend. So that is some amazing barbecue, man. They're going to have turkey legs and roasted corn. We've given them some ideals on some other food. They're supposed to be presenting me with some menu options for Saturday night so that we can start promoting that out of what exactly are we having on Saturday night. If you're in town, stop by El Luchador. It's a new club that's opened up. Carlos with El Corazon International Catering, and he's probably laughing at me because I said that wrong, because I'm not Hispanic. I am not Cuban. They are. They have. You're laughing at me talking with my hands that nobody can see, aren't you? I talk with my hands, FYI. And my camera is not far enough away for everybody to see that I talk with my hands. And I didn't realize how much I'm talk with my hands until she's sitting over here smirking at me. Stop by, see Carlos. We love him. He's got amazing food. We are thrilled that these gentlemen have permanent locations. Guilds of Requiem is all about the success of our members, and just for them to have their own locations now and not have to worry about, oh my gosh, where am I setting up this weekend? Am I setting up this weekend? Who's going to know where to find me? They now have somewhere where you can go find them. I believe the command post is in Eisenhower Strip Mall, Antique Mall, or Trade Center, or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what they call it now.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's like the Eisenhower Flea Market. Mike can, I'll get Mike to sound off here later on. So stop by, say hi to them, get a preview of their cooking. That includes all the spices that I am telling them they can't have at my event because killing the coordinator with a food allergy is not a good idea. Just an FYI, if you like spicy food, it's not going to happen at Ren Fair. Sorry. I like breathing. I also don't like looking like a giant blister or a giant hive. So, just an FYI. But they still make some amazing food. So, I'm excited to see what they're going to offer us that we can put on our final menu, and we'll be getting that published out tomorrow, which leads into Thanksgiving weekend. Promotion points are available to all members for assisting. Plus, we will be entered into a membership raffle for Starfleet Command. For every hour that you volunteer, this is members and non-members. If you want to be in our drawing for your own Starfleet Command membership, and it's going to be a family membership, yeah, it's $14. I can handle for $24. I can handle that. We'll put it out there. You know, if you want to volunteer and you are looking for a way to join and try us out for free, this will get you a 1-year family membership into our drawing. And every hour that you volunteer, we're going to put a little ticket in our bucket for you to draw out. Volunteers do get a food card, and you will be fed for every 5 hours of work. And we're asking for a minimum of 5 hours, because that's just how it's easier to schedule out where people are going to be, because we are there from 8 a.m. to extremely late. There is overnight camping, so please keep that in mind. I will have all of our tents. We will have them shotgunned down the left-hand side of the parking lot, like we did this last month, and where we'll be at on November 7th for that market. That makes us nice visible from the highway, so we're probably going to stay there. But yeah, my tents will be there. If you don't mind sleeping on the ground, throwing a tarp down, you know, we'll gladly let you sleep in there. Getting the off of social media. Did I stutter? Did I stutter? No, I didn't stutter. Yeah, Facebook has been a challenge since October 1st. I was trying to promote the Rocky Horror Picture Show to 21 and over, and they declined it because I was advertising alcohol to minors. Nowhere in my text or on my graphic that I used was alcohol involved. It is at a bar, and my target market was over 21. I will let you all try to figure that one out. But don't think too hard, because you'll get upset and you'll give yourself a brain cramp. So, we do have a group on the guildsofrequiem.com website. So if for some reason our Facebook group disappears, which when I was dealing with all the trouble with my other profile, all of the pages and groups that profile created got the same message that they were in danger of being unpublished or deleted because of community standard violations. So, those 2 links that you see here, these are our 2 homes on the Guilds of Requiem website. We are working on our landing page, which will tell everything about Space Station Requiem. It'll tell everything about joining Starfleet Command, and it'll tell you all the benefits when that happens of joining Guilds of Requiem. We do have a discussion group. We are currently not posting in it, because that is a lot of legwork to post in the group and post in Facebook and post there. And there isn't one app or something that will post to everything for me. So that discussion group is kind of sitting back on the side, back burner for us, should we need it. We do recommend that you use Chrome or download the Wix app for mobile devices. Save yourself a lot of frustration. Use a Gmail account if you have it to log in. Let's see if it will let me show you what I'm talking about. see if I remember my URL from memory. I'd be surprised if I didn't. Woohoo! There it is. So I opened up my Chrome. Yeah, opened up Chrome. guildsofrequiem.com/groups takes us to this landing page. The first time that you're joining a group, I find that if you actually click on the group to preview it, and then once you're in it, see it, click on the join. Oops. Oh. Log in with Google. And I'm gonna get notified that I have a new member. I just used my wrong one. I just used the wrong one. Oh well. So you can see it's loading up. It's taking its time. It does run a little bit slow. Yeah, that was my notification. That was my honker saying that I've got a new member. So just be patient. It does run slow. I don't know if it's the website itself, if it's Wix itself, if we've got so much stuff on our website, because we have a very extensive website. This website's been around for 3+ years. It's been around for 3 years as a paid domain, and an additional 7 years prior to that as a free site. So it's very extensive. I've got some new people who are trying to help me get it back under control and understandable, but as you can see, it's not loading up right now. There is an option to create a group on our website. I ask that you please don't, unless you've cleared it with somebody first. Just because we need to stay on top of the content that's happening on our website. Yes, we do get notified on our phones when somebody's posting on it, but yeah, it can be challenging. You got the hiccups, baby. My poor baby, my old puppy's got the hiccups. So yeah, and that's if for some reason we disappear off of Facebook, that's where we're going to be, is on the Guilds of Requiem main website. Last little bit before we get to private for members only, which I really don't have anything this weekend because I've got a lot to do. Why do we have rank? Rank helps people understand that somebody is really invested into the club. They've either been there a while or they've made themselves knowledgeable about the workings of that chapter and the parent organization. So if I'm at an event and I see somebody walking around with just corporal bars, or just no rank at all, they may or may not know things about the chapter and the groups and Guilds of Requiem and Starfleet Command and everything that we do. But if you see me strutting around like that, in my Captain Kirk uniform, that is displaying that I have earned the rank. I've been in Star Trek fandom since the 80s now. Either Starfleet International or Starfleet Command. I've belonged to some Star Trek group, some Star Trek organization. I've pretty much earned my rank as somebody who runs nonprofits and runs fan clubs. So if you see me walking around next to somebody who's just wearing a Rubies out of the box, you're more than likely going to ask me. One, because I've got a unique costume, but I have rank to it, and there's a pretty good chance that I actually have earned my rank versus the 500 bar buttons that come with a ready-made costume, if rank comes at all with the ready-made costume. How do you earn it? Participation. Simple as that. Posting in our groups, helping with social media, helping with the website, helping with graphics, helping event coordination, planning, volunteering. Make a project your own that's a part of Space Station Requiem, that embodies Space Station Requiem. These are all different ways that you earn rank. The difference between a non-commissioned officer, a commissioned officer, and a flag officer. A non-com is probably your person who is satisfied with just, hey, there's a club here and I belong to it. Oh, they're having an event this weekend. I'm free. Let me go to it. I'll go to it. Yeah, I haven't seen them in a while. That doesn't mean you're any less dedicated, but that's typically who your non-coms are. Your commissioned officers are the ones who have taken the academy courses. They've learned about the chapter. They've learned about the organizations that they belong to. They're more invested in the success of the chapter happening. Flag officers. These are the people who are really invested in Starfleet Command or Starfleet International or 501st or any of them. If you see somebody in some of these fan club organizations that use a rank structure and they are a flag officer rank, they know their stuff. They've been doing this a while. They are invested in the success of that program either at that time or in the past. How high can I promote within the chapter? I've looked at the book and everything else, and I know what the book says. I know it says I can promote. I'm only going to promote up to the rank of commander. Anything over commander, I feel Starfleet Command should be involved in that promotion happening, and making sure that I'm not being biased in giving out my promotions. How often can I get promoted? Starfleet Command says we can promote every 6 months. Does that mean you're automatically going to get promoted every 6 months? No. My rank, anybody who has a rank in my organizations has earned that rank. That means they have participated. They have shown that they are dedicated to the group's success. And they're not just there riding on somebody else's coattails. That's very unfair to people who have earned their rank, who put a lot of effort in. If you got little Johnny here that just doesn't come to anything, doesn't do anything, but every 6 months he's getting promoted. And then you've got Joey over here who's busting his butt every single weekend to make things happen, who's constantly posting, finding content, doing this. It's not fair that both of them get promoted every 6 months. You end up with people feeling discouraged. And we don't want that. We want people to be happy or content. I prefer happy, but be understanding of what it is. Promotion point values. I'm still working on getting a grid in our charter and our bylaws, so that it's consistent. That if you've taken academy course, it's worth 1 point. Take an academy course and you pass with honors, it's 2 points. You've taken all the courses in one of the academy schools, that's worth extra points. If they're giving you an extra commendation because you knew your stuff so well, then you'll get extra points. If you're just showing up to an event and you're not doing anything and you're just sitting there and giving bad attitude, I will take promotion points away. You're making us look bad. You're making the rest of the club who may be busting their bum look bad. If you're just there, if you're just there to show up and socialize, then say, yeah, I'm here to just socialize. I'm not here for promotion points. But if you're there to volunteer to help, like man a table at an event so that I can run around somewhere else like a chicken with my head cut off, doing everything else, then I'm going to reward you for actually interacting with people and knowing your stuff and helping with sales, helping promote the club. All of that, it all goes in with that. So that's kind of how I do it. And if somebody who shows up just in a Star Trek t-shirt versus somebody who shows up in Class A Starfleet, that's definitely promoting the club, but I don't want to hold financial situations against people. So that is everything that I have for the public session. I don't have any private people in here at the moment, so that's fine. I won't go into the closed session. But if you've got any of your, as we start to have more events, one thing that I'm looking for is a ship's historian. We discovered at UFO Minicon that we didn't have that many pictures taken. Moogie, I miss you and your camera. I got spoiled by one of our former club members being our historian for the last 25 years, 26 years in all the clubs, and she lives in Corpus Christi, so she can't make it up here to these. Um, but yeah, if you're at any of our events and you've got photos, please send them to me, message them to me, email them to me, however you want. But that is everything that I have. I hope to see some people at the shindig this evening. We really look forward to seeing you there.